Hi guys, this is Blake signing in from Enoshima, Japan. Hope you're all doing well. So this week we have a matchup, 49ers versus the Bucs. You've heard the storyline, this Purdy versus Brady, or rather the 49ers versus the Bucs. It's amazing to know that Purdy was a little bit more than 3 months old when Tom Brady, a dejected Tom Brady if you will, heard his name called in the 2000 draft as a 6th round pick of the New England Patriots. He was picked number 199. Now Purdy was picked 1 round later in the 7th round in the 2022 draft as the 262 pick, which was the very last pick in the draft. So, I mean, it's a little bit similar in that they're picked in the later rounds. So I'm not saying that Brock Purdy is going to be the next Tom Brady by any means, but it is very intriguing that great veterans, All-Pro Trent Williams, we have Brandon Ayuk, who's a rising star. We have Fred Warner, who's probably the top linebacker in the game today. These guys are basically saying glowing remarks about Brock Purdy. They say he just commands the huddle really well. He's a great leader. Well, these guys are super impressed. So it's awesome to hear that kind of stuff. I mean, so what is it about Brock Purdy? What are our first impressions after that Miami game? And one thing you gotta say is the guy's got a lot of poise. I mean, the game didn't look too big for him. Especially, I mean, he was facing a lot of all-out zero blitzes where Miami was basically throwing everybody at him. But he had great command of the huddle. He didn't panic. He made the right calls. He got the guys lined up. I mean, I didn't see too many penalties, delay of games and false starts. And he looked comfortable making all the passes. I mean, he wasn't perfect by any means, but he did limit his mistakes. He had 1 interception, which was basically a 4th down punt. But he made all the throws he was supposed to make look easy. The first slant to Debo and the other slant to Brandon Ayuk looked pretty routine. But what really impressed me was the difficult passes he made. I mean, the 3rd down pass to George Kittle with a defender flying in his face on a blitz. He also made the touchdown throw to McCaffrey in the red zone. And that was a great pass. I mean, the pass was slightly behind him, but that was the only place that McCaffrey could have made the catch because there was 2 defenders just closing in on him. So that was just really awesome. So the 3 keys to victory for the 49ers, what are they? I would say key number 1, the offensive line to me is the biggest key. They're going to have to be able to run block for McCaffrey and JP Mason and maybe Tevin Coleman. They need to provide a balanced attack to take the pressure off Purdy and not, force him to win the game. Also, the offensive line needs to block well enough to give Purdy enough time to throw. Of course, you can expect Todd Bowles to throw a lot of exotic blitzes, but the key will be to allow him just some time, hopefully 4 to 5 seconds so Purdy can go through his progressions and make the right throw. Now, Kyle Shanahan has said the Bucs defense is probably one of the hardest to run against. Todd Bowles' strategy is probably going to be to stack the box, make it difficult for the 49ers to run, and try to put the onus on Purdy to win the game. So that's one key, the offensive line. The second key, for Brock to avoid the mistakes, turnovers. He just has to take what the defense gives him. If it's check down to McCaffrey, just check it down. He doesn't have to force anything or try to make the big play. All he has to do is get the ball into the hands of his playmakers, and they will make plays. I think if he avoids the turnover, gets the ball, spreads it around, gets it to his playmakers, and I think the 49ers will at least score 20 points. And if they can score 20 points, I don't think the defense is going to allow more than 17 points, so the 49ers will win. And that's the second key. Now the third key. So the defensive line has to get pressure on Tom Brady. So Tom Brady is not the most mobile quarterback. And when he gets time, he can kill you. I don't care how good any secondary is. If you give Tom Brady time to throw, he will find the cracks in any defense, no matter how good it is. Basically, the 49ers need to avoid a close game with the Bucs because Brady in the 4th quarter, in a tight game, I mean, this guy is one of the most clutchest quarterbacks in the history of the sport. So we need to avoid that. So I think that ultimately the 49ers will win like 20-13 or something. That's what I think. I'm not into predictions, but I think that that's around the ballpark that they should win. Yeah, so thank you guys for bearing with me and patiently waiting. I'm still getting used to this YouTube podcasting type of deal. It'd be great. I would love for you to comment. Please let me know what you think the keys for the 49ers to win this game. And I'll see you next time. Aloha.